Test, check.
Test, check.
time, we would like to honor our Spud Senior Boys soccer players and their parents, and a few special memories that are tied to each individual player. First Spud Senior that we have is Jacob Hendrickson. His position is goalkeeper. Parents, Mark and Ginger Hendrickson. Best Spud soccer memory, his first varsity shutout. He's undecided for plans after high school. Jacob Hendrickson, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have Yusuf Mohammed. Position, defender. Parents' names, Ahmed and Sarah Mohammed. His best Spud soccer memory, team meals and getting to play with his best friends. Plans after high school to play soccer and go to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Yusuf Mohammed. Next up, we have Liam Weiler. Position, defender. Parents' names, Tawana and Michael Weiler. His best Spud soccer memory, winning against St. Cloud Tech this year, and plans after high school to play college soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, Liam Weiler. Next up, we have Tyler Kennard. His position, defensive position. Parents are Chris Kennard and Paula Heitman. His best Spud soccer memory, celebrating with the team after a big win. And his plans after high school, go to college for a degree in finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Kennard. Next up, we have Tamba Ngolo. Position, midfielder. Parent name, John Ngolo. And Tamba's best soccer memory for the Spuds is this year, his senior season. And his plans after high school is go to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Tamba Ngolo. Next up, we have Jabril Guido. His position, left wing or the striker. Parents' names, Isha and Yusufo Guido. Best Spud soccer memory, scoring his first brace against St. Cloud Apollo. In his plans after high school, playing soccer and going to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Jabril Guido. Next up, we have William Vargas. His position is right wing. Parents' names, Anna and Jeremy Reinke. His best Spud soccer memory, when he won Most Improved his sophomore year. His plans after high school, become a welder and an HVAC technician. Ladies and gentlemen, William Vargas. Next up, we have Yusuf Al-Shamanki. His position, the striker position. Parents are Tariq and Raja Al-Shamani. His best Spud soccer memory, his first hat trick against Osseo. His plans after high school, he would like to play professional soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, Yusuf Al-Shamanki. Next up, we have Saeed Holloway. His position, the right wing. Parents' names, Ismail and Enos Aboud. His best Spud soccer memory, going to state his 8th grade year. In his plans after high school, go to college and major in electrical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Saeed Holloway. Next up, we have Caden Carter. He plays the defensive position. Parents are Jason Carter and Shelly Winter. His best Spud soccer memory, the celebration after beating Bemidji last year. His plans after high school, go to college for an engineering degree. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Carter. Next up, we have Muhammad Al-Dulumi. Defensive defensive position with his parent Majid Aldulami. His best Spud soccer memory was his senior season. Plans after high school are to go to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Aldulimi. Next up, we have Mason Allen, position midfielder. Parents Dave and Misha Allen. Best Spud soccer memory is 8th grade year in JV. Plans after high school is go to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Mason Allen. Next up, we have Abdirasak Hashim, position middle fielder. Parents Zaytun and Seydan Hashim. Best Spud soccer memory his senior season. He is undecided for plans after high school. Ladies and gentlemen, Abdirasak Hashim. Next up, we have Abdullahi Muhammad, position midfielder, with his parents, Asli Muhammad. Best Spud soccer memory playing with this team. And his plans after high school are to go to college. Ladies and gentlemen, Abdullahi Muhammad. Next up, we have Saweed Ahmed. He plays the defensive position. Parents Ali and Asli Ahmed. His best Spud soccer memory were his JV season. And he plans to go to college after high school. Ladies and gentlemen, Saweed Ahmed. And for our final Spud senior this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Leighton Selset. He plays the forward position. Parents Steve and Heather Selset. His best Spud soccer memory, the overnighters and having fun with his teammates. And he plans to go to college after high school. Ladies and gentlemen, Leighton Selset. And once again, let's give a nice final round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to all the senior players and their parents for all that they do to support their kids through all their activities. Congratulations and best wishes in the future, Spud seniors and parents.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's broadcast of boys soccer on Spuds TV. I'm Riley Swenson alongside Carter Castoris. Carter, it's been a while since we've been up here in the booth. How have you been?
I've been pretty good.
We're excited to be back with you today for some boys soccer action. The national anthem has been sung. It is senior day here. They have introduced the seniors for the Moorhead Spuds and honored them pregame, and we will take you through the starting lineups as the public address announcer does so for the fans. For Alexandria in net, they go with Ryan Mavison. Then it's Jagger Steele, Colin Riley, Jack Carlson, Lucas Harstead, Thomas Klecker, Miles Sandstead, Samuel Peterson, Bjorn Karlstead, Tyler Bright, and Jacob Partington. And as for your Moorhead Spuds, in net is Jacob Hendrickson. In front of him will be Yusuf Muhammad, Liam Weiler, Tyler Kennard, Tamba Ngolo, Jabril Guido, Max Hodney, Yusuf Al-Shamani, Saif Alawi, Caden Carter, and Mason Allen. Your Spuds come into this contest with a current record of 6-0. They are undefeated and playing some great soccer. This will be their first game in over 11 days, though, as their last game was against Bemidji last Tuesday. They picked up the win there, 3-0. A win before that against St. Cloud Tech, 3-2. So they've been on a roll as they're 6-0. They prepare for Alexandria today on this senior day, Saturday afternoon. Looks like the rain will stay away for the time being. It's a little cloudy and overcast. We had some light sprinkles for the game, but it is clear and the sun's even poking through a little bit as we approach game time here. Spuds have 16 seniors on the roster this fall, and they were honored before the game. Alexandria comes into this contest with a record of 0-2-3. Those losses coming to Sartell and Wilmer, respectively. And they have had ties with Rocori, Sauk Rapids Rice, and Bemidji. Those were all tied at 1-1. So they've had some pretty evenly matched games so far in their season. Alexandria was forced to take a 2-week quarantine period as they were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, but they are back here today playing against the Spuds. And we are excited to bring you this matchup today from Jim Goda Stadium. As they wrap up the starting lineups, and we prepare to get underway between the Cardinals and the Spuds on a fairly nice Saturday afternoon. It will be Lucas Harstead for the Cardinals preparing to kick it out, and he will play it back to his teammate. That is Jack Carlson, and we are underway here from Jim Goda Stadium, bringing you boys soccer action on a fine Saturday afternoon here in Moorhead, Minnesota. As Moorhead controls possession, it's Mason Allen up to Tamba Ngolo now, and he'll play it back to Liam Weiler. He'll get it over to Max Hodney. Max Hodney being the only non-senior in the starting lineup today for the Spuds. That played now off of the head of Liam Weiler and out of bounds. And there for Alexandria to take the throw in will be Jacob Partington. He gets it in just outside the box and will be played back to Partington now. They'll deflect off of Jabril Guido and go out of bounds for a corner kick for Alexandria.
Even with a little over a minute into this game, you can see the Spuds' aggressive defensive style coming out already to play.
So Alexandria will line up the corner kick. That's Thomas Klecker. So he'll prepare to send it in, and he does so. A low kick taken in by Liam Weiler, and he'll just be content to knock it out of bounds. And Alexandria will reset with another throw-in. That ball is launched in just outside the box there and off the foot of Max Hodney, and now play it out to Jagger Steele. He'll play back to his defensive partner, now back to Steele. Steele along the far sideline, and now it's Yusuf Muhammad, and he'll give over to Tyler Kennard. A little tic-tac-toe passing there from Kennard to Allen. Now it's Saif Alawi along the far sideline, back to Kennard, and he'll find Allen again. He'll get it out out of the way of that sideline back to Yusuf Mohammed. Now it's Kennard up the sideline. They'll be out of bounds and be Alexandria Cardinal throw-in. These Cardinals, as we stated in the pregame, in search of their first win in this 2020 season. They've only played 5 games compared to the Spuds 6. And now it's Yusuf Al-Shamani getting it upfield to Jabril Guido, defended there by Jacob Partington. He will kick it towards the end line and will roll out of bounds. And that will be a corner kick for the Moorhead Spuds.
Great play there by Shamani and Guido as they get the ball out of their own defensive zone where they've been pinned down there for the past couple of minutes. Now they finally have a corner kick down in the offensive zone and a chance to create something.
Both teams trading corner kicks here early on. Alexandria with the first one, now the Spuds coming back with the counter attack, and they will set up a corner kick of their own. As Max Hodney lines it up, his left-footed kick into the box off the head of Yusuf Mohammed and then played off the head of an Alexandria defender. What was sure to be a goal there from Yusuf Mohammed, but the defender leaped up and snatched that one out of the air. That's Bjorn Karlstead on the play there for the Cardinals, saving his goalie there and his team from an early 1-0 deficit. A nice play there in his own box. As we've talked about on previous broadcasts, Moorhead likes to send Yusuf Mohammed into that box for corner kicks, get his tall body in there and leap above everyone else as he did there, but Alexandria defender Karlstead was ready for it. And now it'll bounce out of bounds for a throw in for the Spuds. You see the difference in corner kicks there for each team. Alexandria electing for a low screamer into the box, maybe playing it off someone's foot, and Moorhead electing to lob it in there with Max Hodney and get it off someone's head. Now that'll be played off Hodney's head into the box. And that's Al-Shamani, and he will be charged with a push and a foul down there for the Spuds. So the Cardinals will take a free kick from their own box. Goalie Ryan Mavison will line it up and prepare to send it out for the Cardinals. Some big news was delivered by the Minnesota State High School League since we last had a soccer game for you. The football teams and volleyball teams across the state have been permitted to start their seasons after originally being shut down. We will have football and volleyball for you this fall. Spuds football team set to take on Buffalo in a couple of weeks. That will be in Buffalo, as many people are excited for those seasons to get underway. That ball in the box now played off the head and deflects off goalie Jacob Hendrickson. Now he'll be out of bounds for a corner kick, so a nice chance there for the Cardinals. It'll deflect out of bounds, and they'll set up another corner kick. Thomas Klecker lines up the corner kick. This time going for a high lofting kick into the box. Deflected out of there by Caden Carter and played back now. That's Tom Bengolo looking for Saif Alawi. Tyler Bright is there for the Cardinals. Now on the far sideline is Miles Sandstead. His twin Peter Sandstead also on the team. Has yet to make an appearance in today's game. What a fun little storyline there with a set of twins on the squad for the Cardinals. Now that's Tamba Ngolo with it for the Spuds, and he'll get it over to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani finds a wide open Jabril Guido along the near sideline. He'll carry just outside the box, using some fancy footwork there, and he'll fire a shot deflected there by Bjorn Karlstad. Another nice play by him, deflecting a shot and keeping it out of the way of the goalie of the Cardinals. Now it'll be Guido again, who lobs into the box, and it'll be taken in there by Mavison.
As you saw there, another great play by Shamani and Guido as they managed to get around those Alexandria defenders and generate yet another chance on goal.
Yeah, both teams trading chances here early on. That ball flutter out of bounds, and that will be a throw-in for the Spuds. But as I was saying, those volleyball and football teams excited to play these. Obviously soccer, we've had soccer, swimming, and tennis going on so far for you this fall, and we're very excited that they've got to play, but now volleyball and football getting their chance. Football will have a limited capacity of fans at 250 people, and volleyball will have no fans, as that is an indoor sport. But nonetheless, they are excited to get playing again. I'm sure we'll have that action for you here on Spuds TV. But today we have boys soccer on senior day here for the Spuds. That's Jabril Guido taking up the near sideline. Ran into there by Bjorn Karlstead. That'll be out of bounds off of Guido. And Mavison will set up the the goal kick for the Cardinals.
Karlstead already showing how strong of a defender he is, as he's disrupted now 3 chances that Moorhead has had. One with a in the goal off of his head, and 2 more after kicking the ball away from Moorhead attackers.
These Alexandria Cardinals are a familiar opponent for Moorhead teams recently, as the girls took them on Tuesday. That shot will be taken in by Mavison again, looking for Saif Alawi there. The Moorhead girls surrendered their first goal of the season. They got the win 4-1, but their shutout streak was stopped by the Cardinals finally getting one past the Moorhead girls. They are having an impressive season, finally giving up a goal there against the Cardinals on Tuesday. This boys soccer game originally supposed to be played on Tuesday here in Moorhead, but with Alexandria's schedule being changed around a little bit, it's been moved to Saturday. We're glad to have you with us today. Is that free kick off the head of Liam Weiler, but that'll be taken in by Mavison, so another chance for the Spuds. Turned away again by the Cardinals. It's Mason Allen with it now. He gets up to Max Hodney. Hodney plays over to Saif Alawi. Speaking of football, Saif Alawi is a kicker on that football team for the Spuds, so you'll see him in even more action this fall, taking over the kicking duties for the Spuds as he has in years past. But today on the soccer field, and now played over to Caden Carter on the near sideline. It's Jack Carlson with it for the Cardinals. It'll be played back to him again, defended there by Tamba and Golo. Now Mason Allen taps it out. Sent into the box there by Colin Riley. Now played out to Max Hodney, but Riley again with it for the Cardinals, and he'll send it back, and now it's played over to Jacob Partington, defended there by Jabril Guido, and Guido wins the ball along the near sideline. So he tries to get past Partington there, but he'll deflect off of Partington and be a throw-in for the Spuds. Throw in into Caden Carter, and he gets it up to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani over to Max Hodney, and he plays it back to Caden Carter, and gives it up to Mason Allen. So we played just over 10 minutes here into this first half. A pretty evenly played game so far. Both teams trading chances. Now Allen looking for Alawi. Then will be played upfield to Samuel Peterson. Now senior Tyler Kennard lobs it into the air, where Jack Carlson will take it. Carlson sends it into the box looking for his teammate Thomas Klecker, but Jacob Hendrickson out of his net to make the play, and he'll scoop it up and send it out to Jabril Guido. Caden Carter's pass intercepted there by Lucas Harstead, but taken back by the Spuds. Now a little give and go pass from Guido to Ngolo, right back to Jabril Guido. Now he carries it up with his teammate Yusuf Al-Shamani beside him. He tries to send it through looking for Saif Alawi, but Alawi was not ready for the pass, and Mavison will take it in for the Cardinals. This game moving with some nice pace early on. Both teams, whenever there's been a stoppage in play, quickly getting it back in, whether it be the goalies or throw-ins. Looking to move quickly, and both teams looking to capture an early 1-0 lead here in the first half. Liam Weiler sets up the throw-in into the box, deflected off of Bjorn Karlstead there. Excuse me, that was Tyler Bright there for the Cardinals. That will set up another corner kick for the Spuds, and that will be Max Hodney now to send it in from the other side. As he lobs it in, deflected there, and another nice play by a Cardinals defender on the corner kick. Because again, that was Tyler Bright. Now both defenders with a chance on opposite sides of the net after a header attempt by the Spuds, deflecting it out using their own heads. Now Moorhead will set up the corner kick again. Max Hodney over there to send it in. Hodney's kick taken in there by Ryan Mavison as he jumped above everyone and used his hands to bring it down. Fumbled it for a moment, but the referee blew it dead, and now he will set up the free kick for the Cardinals. Played off the head there of Caden Carter. That pass intercepted by Tamba Ngolo. Ngolo along the near sideline, he finds Mason Allen. Allen to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani fires a shot in net, but a one-hopper taken in by Mavison. And the Spuds come up empty yet again.
Mavison and these Alexandria defenders have been playing very well so far through these first 15 minutes-ish of play.
They've been up to the task so far. Moorhead having several good chances, but the Cardinals there to make the stop. Now that's Yusuf Al-Shamani in on goal, but again a diving attempt there by Mavison, and he will scoop it up again for the Cardinals, and he'll punt it out near midfield. Now that ball's taken in by goalie Jacob Hendrickson as Alexandria came on the counterattack, and he'll roll it out to Liam Weiler. Now it's Mason Allen for the Spuds. He's looking for Caden Carter. That'll be too strong and roll out of bounds for a Cardinal throw-in. Substitution on now for Alexandria. That'll be number 9, Holden Hansen, into the game for the Cardinals. Caden Carter takes the throw in for the Spuds. He'll be off the head of the Alexandria player right there and sent right back to Carter, and he'll throw it in again. Jabril Guido looking for Saif Alawi, but defended there is Jagger Steele. And that pass intercepted by Tamba Ngolo along the near sideline. He will cut back, fire it towards Saif Alawi off his head, and now Yusuf Al-Shamani will track it down for the Spuds along the far sideline. Al-Shamani brings it back out towards near midfield and gets it over to Max Hodney, but he has some trouble with it there. Now it's Jabril Guido. That ball is taken away and scooped up again by Guido. He will make a move around Colin Riley there and get it over to Saif Alawi. Alawi finds Al-Shamani. A nice pass in there by the Spuds. Back to Guido. Now it's Al-Shamani. He taps it. Tries to get it past Mavison, but he will kick it out. Now the referee blows the play dead. Now they will sort things out down there. And it appears as though it will be a penalty kick for the Spuds. That ball bouncing around in the box there. A nice save made by Mavison off of his feet. But the referee ruling a foul on Alexandria inside their own box. So the Spuds will take the penalty kick. It is Yusuf Al-Shamani to line it up for the Spuds. Game knotted at 0 as we approach the midway point of this first half. They're an exciting game so far, and Moorhead will look to capitalize on an opportunity here. So Al-Shamani lines up the penalty kick. Whistled into play by the referee, and he'll fire it on net, and it's in for a goal. Yusuf Al-Shamani getting the Spuds on the board on that penalty kick as he finally gets one by goaltender Ryan Mavison, and your Spuds take a 1-0 lead here in the first half.
The goal may have come on a free kick in front of the net, or rather, excuse me, a penalty kick in front of the net, but that playmaking ability shown by those Spuds forwards and midfielders definitely generated that chance.
Yeah, it was a nice passing play by the Spuds to get it into the box and get that chance. It was Guido, Al-Shamani, and Alawi all there along the far sideline using a tic-tac-toe passing. Some great chemistry there shown between all three of those Spud seniors here on senior day. And Yusuf Al-Shamani finishes it off with the penalty kick there to put your Spuds up 1-0 in what's been a pretty evenly played first half at Jim Goda Stadium. Ball sent back to Liam Weiler. He plays it back to Jacob Hendrickson. Hendrickson gets it out to Mason Allen. A foul ruled there on Allen as it was Thomas Klecker there defending him. So now the Cardinals will line up a free kick. That's Colin Riley for Alexandria.
The play before this, you saw Hendrickson come up to the top of his box and play that pass back from that Spud defender. And that's something you've seen both the girls and the boys do, is use that goalie as a almost third defender and using their strength and just hitting it farther upfield.
It's definitely a good tool to have, a goalie that can play it with his feet. You saw the Spuds utilizing Hendrickson there. Now that free kick sent in by Colin Riley, and Hendrickson leaps up and knocks it down, and now he will track it down and scoop it up. He will punt it out near midfield for the Spuds. Now will be Bjorn Karlstead with it for the Cardinals. So a nice play there by Hendrickson to come out, leap up and knock that ball down, and then eventually scoop it up for the Spuds before a Cardinal could get to it to keep this game at 1-0. A big play for the Spuds there after getting that first goal. You'd hate to give it right back after you worked so hard for that first one. Now it's Saif Alawi along the near sideline. He tries to make a move to get around Jacob Partington there, and he'll be knocked to the ground, and it will be a free kick for the Spuds. Max Hodney will trot over and take the free kick there for the Spuds as he takes the corner kicks for the Spuds. And this almost like a corner kick down in that near corner in the east end zone, and he will pop it into the air. That gets through the hands of the goalie Mavison, and now out to William Vargas. He makes a nice move to get around a defender there, but now it's Revar Keikos for the Spuds. Vargas and Keikos both substitutions there for the Spuds, getting some action down there in the box. Vargas, another senior on this Spuds roster, and Keikos just a sophomore, but he's been playing some big minutes for the Spuds this season. Now Mason Allen lobs it in for Saif Alawi, but he'll be ruled offsides. So the Cardinals will take a free kick. The clock ticks down towards the midway point of this first half. Your Spuds leading 1-0 off that penalty kick goal from Yusuf Al-Shamani. That has been the lone goal so far this first half. Both teams have had plenty of chances. The Spuds so far the only ones to be able to capitalize. Jacob Partington will take the throw in for the Cardinals. That'll be off the head of Yusuf Muhammad up to Yusuf Al-Shamani, and now Max Hodney tries to play it up to William Vargas, but now it'll be Revar Keikos. Hodney back to Keikos. He makes a move around a defender there as he carries it into the box. Deflects off another defender, and Keiko's left-footed pass over to Yusuf Al-Shamani, and a goal for the Moorhead Spuds. A nice play there by Revar Keikos. He took it all the way from about the 30-yard line into the box, around a couple defenders, deflected off a couple Alexandria Cardinal defenders there. And Keikos found a wide open Yusuf Al-Shamani in front of the net for an easy tap in and his second goal of the game.
Much like the first goal, with Moorhead's playmaking ability coming into show and coming into play, Revar Keikos brings it all the way around about 3 to 4 Alexandria defenders, then right over across to Al-Shamani, who can tap it right back past the goaltender Mavison.
So you see, it was a pretty evenly played first half up until just a few minutes ago, and the Spuds get that first one on the board, and now they're coming fast and furious with another goal there just minutes later. That's Al-Shamani assisted by Keikos. Al-Shamani, the leading goal scorer this year for the Spuds, tacks on a couple more there. And your Spuds lead 2-0 in the first half. Gotta be a little disheartening for Alexandria. It seemed as though the game was going fairly well for them. They're executing fairly well, tied at 0, and then the Spuds get their first goal off a penalty kick, which is just a tough play for the goalie. You can't really expect him to stop that. And then a nice play by Revar Keikos, and they find themselves down 2-0 in the first half. But they've had plenty of chances, so we'll see if the Cardinals can mount a comeback. Maybe try and get one on the board here before the end of the first half. They have just over 18 minutes to do it. And your Spuds will line up another corner kick. That's Revar Keikos over there to take it for the Spuds. Keikos lines it up and fires it in. Deflects off of Elijah Vanderveer. Now Keikos will line up corner kick number 2. Corner kick sent into the box. This time deflects off a Spud, and it'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. The referees talk it over. Some disagreement between which call should be made there, whether it be corner kick or a goal kick. They'll rule a goal kick for the Cardinals, and so we will play on. The clouds threaten to bring down rain, but it remains a clear afternoon here. Just a slight breeze, not too cold at all on a nice fall day at the end of September. Some news from the Moorhead Public School District this week as they move to distance learning next week, but that will not affect the extracurricular activities, so the sporting events will still be able to play on, which is good news for everyone. And we're hoping that the school district can get back to a hybrid model after the MEA break, but for the time being they'll be in the distance learning format, so everyone will be doing online school. But luckily we will still have sports for you here on Spuds TV as we try and navigate our way through this COVID-19 pandemic. Now it'll be a throw-in for the Cardinals as a streaking Revar Keikos came in to try and make the play there, but it got past him, and now it's William Vargas to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani plays it back to Tyler Kennard. Kennard's pass there intercepted by Tyler Zimmerman and played upfield to Yusuf Muhammad. William Vargas over to Yusuf Al-Shamani. Now he gives it off to Max Hodney. Hodney makes his way around a couple defenders. And now it's William Vargas again. Vargas gives back to Mason Allen. That ball played upfield and off the head of Jacob Partington. Now Al-Shamani tries to track it down. There'll be a foul there on Elijah Vanderveer as he knocked down Al-Shamani to the ground. Al-Shamani appears to be in some pain. There's Spuds leading 2-0 here in the first half. Yusuf Al-Shamani collided there with Elijah Vanderveer. The trainer will be called onto the field now for Al-Shamani as he is still down on the field. As trainer Nicole Kane heads out to take a look at him. Looked like a pretty tough collision there between Vanderveer and Al-Shamani. Vanderveer, a bigger defender for the Cardinals, much more physical than his opponent, Yusuf Al-Shamani. So we play here with just over 15 minutes remaining in this first half. Player injured, Yusuf Al-Shamani, is the goal scorer of the first 2 goals for the Spuds, off a penalty kick, and then just an easy tap in as Revar Keikos did most of the work and found an open Al-Shamani in front of the net. So Al-Shamani is back on his feet now, and he will head towards the sideline. Hopefully nothing too serious for him, as he is the Spuds' leading goal scorer, and they approach the end of their season and head into the playoffs. Not exactly sure what the playoffs will look like this year. They will have a section tournament for sure, but then as far as anything beyond that, the state is still yet to decide on whether it'll be state tournaments this fall. But nonetheless, glad to have section tournaments, and even more so just a season here this fall. It has been a pleasure to bring you soccer at the start of this school year, and now volleyball and football being added to that schedule, along with, of course, tennis and swimming we've had for you here. Spuds girls and boys are supposed to face off with Brainerd this week, but they have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and so they have been required to take a couple weeks off from sports in Brainerd. So those games were postponed to be rescheduled for a later date, but we are back playing soccer now after that brief stoppage. It's Yusuf Muhammad's header taken in there by goalie Ryan Mavison. It was Mason Allen on the free kick for the Spuds. Now Alexandria with a counterattack, but Liam Weiler will tap it out of bounds. And it will be a throw-in for the Cardinals. They look to get one of those goals back as they trail 2-0 here in the first half with just under 15 minutes to play. It's Colin Riley, has it taken away now by Yusuf Muhammad, and he will send a booming kick out past midfield. That substitution there for the Spuds, that is number 16, Muhammad Hussein, on as he replaced the injured Yusuf Al-Shamani. Some fresh legs into the game for the Spuds. And Yusuf Muhammad bombed it out near midfield, and Hussein tried to track it down. Now checking back in for Moorhead is number 7, Jabril Guido. Guido plays a big part in that Moorhead Spud offense. So you usually see him along that left wing position alongside Al-Shamani and Alawi. Now that's Revar Keikos tapped out. Keikos will get it back, but it's taken away there by Thomas Klecker. Now along the far sideline, that's Holden Hansen. Now Mohamed Hussein for the Spuds. He gives off to Revar Keikos. He'll send it through to Jabril Guido, and Guido's shot past the goalie and in for a goal. Jabril Guido just off the bench. A nice pass there from Keikos up to Guido, and the Spuds extend their lead to 3-0.
As you mentioned there, Guido, a big part of this Moorhead offense, and well, usually he's on the left side. He shows his ability to be anywhere on the field and make the plays that his team needs him to.
Yeah, he came in from that position on the left towards the middle of the field. And Keikos finds his second assist of the game. So he passed it through the Cardinal defenders, and Guido got in behind them. So that brings your Moorhead Spud lead to 3-0. Back onto the field now for the Spuds is Tamba Ngolo. And new substitution is number 15, Ben Colborn. They will replace the midfielders Mason Allen and Max Hodney. And what looked to be a evenly played first half, the first 20 minutes, it's been all Spuds from there. So they got that first goal and haven't looked back as they have extended their lead to 3-0 now against these Cardinals from Alexandria. Now Tamba Ngolo along the far sideline. He makes a move to get by defender. Now pass over to Rivar Keikos. Keikos been so good at distributing the ball today for the Spuds with those 2 assists. He plays a nice midfield position for the Spuds. Now he'll pass it all the way over to Tyler Kennard. Kennard gets it up to Mohamed Hussein. Now it's Keikos again in the middle of the field. He'll find Jabril Guido. Guido attempts to make a touch pass there, but deflected off of Partington and will roll out of bounds. And Caden Carter will take the throw in for the Spuds. He gets it into Guido. Now Guido over to Rivar Keikos. Keikos to Hussein, right back to Keikos, a little give and go. And now it's Guido along the near sideline. Guido sets up a move against the defender there. Now it's Mohamed Hussein. He taps it back to Guido, defended there. That's Jack Carlson for the Cardinals. But now wind up again with Guido along the near sideline. So he tries to get by Partington there. Near the end line now. Back outside the box. Partington do a nice job of defending Guido there. Caden Carter comes in to help out his teammate. Now it's Thomas Klecker for the Cardinals. Now foul there on Ben Colborn. So the Alexandria Cardinal defenders do their job very well. The Spuds had no room to maneuver down there. And they'll win it back, and the Cardinals will get a free kick.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Alexandria holding strong in that defensive position and managing to constantly move that ball outside the box and take away any chance Moorhead is trying to get.
So goaltender Ryan Mavison will set up the free kick just outside of his box. He will launch it into the air near midfield as Ben Colborn fights with Jack Carlson there. Now it's Rivar Keikos. Stumbles over the ball a little bit there and gets it back to Colborn, who finds Jabril Guido. Guido settles it down on the near sideline, fakes a move. Now plays it back, and he'll fire it over past Tamba Ngolo, now tracked down by William Vargas. Vargas makes a nifty move there near midfield. Deflects off of Carlson, and now it's back with Ngolo. He finds Vargas, and he'll give it over to Keikos. Keikos settles it down. His left-footed pass looking for William Vargas, but too strong for him and taken in by Ryan Mavison. Mavison this time elects to just roll it out to his defender. Now Vanderveer's pass intercepted by Colborn. And Mohamed gets it up. That's William Vargas now along the far sideline. Defended there by Elijah Vanderveer. Makes his way around him and gives off to Rivar Keikos. Keikos makes another move there. Tries to get by a second defender. That's Tyler Bright making the play for the Cardinals as Keikos got around one but couldn't get around the second. And now it'll be out of bounds, and the Spuds will take a throw in. Kennard there on the throw in for the Spuds. Goaltender Ryan Mavison will just let it roll out the end line, and he will take a goal kick for the Cardinals. Mavison lines up the goal kick. His team trailing 3-0 here in the first half. We were scoreless for about the first 18 minutes of this game, but then the Spuds got 3 quick goals, one right after another, to bring that lead to 3-0. The first 2 coming from Yusuf Al-Shamani. The last one from Jabril Guido. The Spuds just showing their versatility. Al-Shamani went out that injury, but Guido right there to pick up the slack. And not really a drop-off for the Spuds when they have a player go down or have to take a break. It's been one of the many successful parts of this team this year, and their undefeated record is just their depth and ability to roll guys in who are talented soccer players. Now it's Mohammed Hussein on the far sideline. He's defended there by Tyler Bright. That'll roll out of bounds, and Spuds will take a throw in. That throw in the box deflects off Tamba and Golo. And that'll be a goal kick now for the Cardinals. Now it's William Vargas for the Spuds. He'll give over to Tamba and Golo. He looks for Mohammed Hussein, but intercepted there by Tyler Bright. And Carlson and Kennard both try and track down the ball. It's Kennard who wins it for the Spuds, and now it'll be a free kick for Moorhead. As the referee whistles it dead there. Now Yusuf Muhammad will line up the free kick near midfield for the Spuds. Muhammad's free kick sails out of bounds. And yet another goal kick now for the Cardinals. So after controlling play in the Moorhead zone for the first little bit of this game, the Cardinals have yet to get back into a groove again. It's been mainly in their half of the field now. Towards the end of this first half, we'll see if they can go into halftime, make some adjustments, and come back out with another game plan. That's Mohammed Hussein into the box for the Spuds. A nice pass there to get it to him. That was Tamba and Golo who found Mohammed Hussein. And the Spuds will set up another corner kick. Keikos lines up the corner kick, sends it into the box. Now will deflect off of an Alexandria defender and be ruled another corner kick for the Spuds. So Keikos lines it up again. His left-footed kick into the box, deflects off a couple heads. Goalie Ryan Mavison leaped for it but couldn't come down with it. Now Mohammed Hussein tracks it down. It'll deflect off of Jagger Steele and be a throw-in for the Spuds. Liam Weiler there to take the throw-in. He will launch it into the box. There'll be a push there on Yusuf Muhammad. And so Alexandria will take a free kick from their own box almost as if it's a goal kick, as we are under the 5-minute mark here in this first half. Your Spuds leading 3-0. Foul there against the Cardinals, Jacob Partington. Now Reaver Keikos will line up the free kick for the Spuds on about the 20-yard line of the football field. Spuds line it up, get situated in the box. Keiko sends it in. It will go right through everybody, and there will be a foul there against the Spuds, and there will be another free kick for the Cardinals from their own box. Been kind of a repetitive trend here towards the end of the first half. The Spuds get possession, Spuds get a free kick, Spuds send it out of bounds, and now Alexandria will play it again out near midfield. It's Jack Carlson for the Cardinals. He has it taken away, and now over to Tyler Kennard of the Spuds. As Ben Colborn leaps up to try and challenge the ball there, but he'll be ruled a foul on Colborn there as he fought with Jack Carlson for the ball, and so Alexandria will set up a free kick, hopefully looking for them to get a chance here before the end of the first half. Would be a big goal for them to get this lead down just to 2, but Moorhead has other ideas as Mohamed Hussein carries it in just outside the box. That pass deflects off Tyler Bright, and now to William Vargas as he sends it in, but right at the chest of Ryan Mavison, and he will gobble it up with 2 hands. He elects to punt it out. Now Liam Weiler's pass deflects there and taken now by Jagger Steele. He gets it in on net, but a leaping Jacob Hendrickson makes the save.
Yeah, Hendrickson having to make a save there. For the past couple of minutes he's not been having to do. He's just been staying in his own end and watching as the play develops on the other end.
Now Revar Keiko sends it all the way across the field to Tyler Kennard. Well, Ben Colborn looking for William Vargas. He'll try and keep it in bounds, but unable to do so. So the Cardinals will take a throw in. Now it's Ben Colborn. He taps it over to his defender, Caden Carter, gets it up to Jabril Guido. Guido finds Mohamed Hussein. Hussein defended there. That's Bjorn Karlstead of the Cardinals. And now Caden Carter will take the throw in for the Spuds. So we have just 1 minute to play here in the first half. Jack Carlson's pass deflects off his own teammate. And that ball will be out towards midfield, taken by Yusuf Mohammed. He plays it past Ben Colborn. Now it's Jagger Steele, defended there by Tamba and Golo. He knocks it away from him, and it'll get over to Jacob Partington, who just flips it out of bounds. Caden Carter with another throw in for the Spuds. Now it's Tamba and Golo, and he gets it over to William Vargas. Vargas making some nice moves, making his way through Alexandria defenders. Now it's Reaver Keikos. He looks for Jabril Guido. He gets past Partington there, but it'll deflect off of Guido, and that will be out of bounds for a goal kick.
Guido using that speed there and managing to get around that Alexandria defender. Just this time didn't happen to work out for him, as it ended up just deflecting off of him and going behind the net.
And the halftime whistle blows as we go into the half with your Moorhead Spuds leading 3-0 against the Alexandria Cardinals. We will be back in 10 minutes from second half soccer action between the Alexandria Cardinals and the Moorhead Spuds right here on Spuds TV.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere. Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere. Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere. Natural talent, Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
We welcome you back now for second half boys soccer action from Jim Goda Stadium here on Senior Day for your Moorhead Spuds. If you're just joining us for the second half, it was an evenly played first half for about the first 18 minutes, and then the Spuds got on the board. The penalty kick from Yusuf Al-Shamani. Then Al-Shamani tacked on another one, assisted by Rivar Kekos. That shot from Al-Shamani, saved there by Mavison. And then the third goal for the Spuds came from Jabril Guido to bring this lead to 3-0 where we stand right now. So that's Caden Carter along the far sideline for the Spuds, taken away by Thomas Klecker. As the rain just barely starts to come down ever so slightly. It threatened all the first half with gray clouds above us. And now finally the rain's starting to come down a little bit. Hopefully it won't play too much of a factor in this second half. Al-Shamani looking for Max Hodney. Hodney will track it down. Tries to attempt a cross. And it'll go over the net, and now Saif Alawi will take it. Alawi tries to work past a defender there. Now it's Mason Allen. He lines up a shot through the goalposts of the football field, but won't count for anything today. Your score remains 3-0.
Great play there by Hodney. As from up here, it looked like the ball was just going to be kicked out by Hodney. Instead, he opts to play it all the way across that field as the pass over gives Moorhead another chance.
Yeah, as you said, Max Hodney able to save it there. And be able to, instead of just to tap it out of bounds, was able to cross it over Saif Alawi and at least give Moorhead a chance. That's Saif Alawi now along the near sideline. Now he makes a move back towards the middle. He tries to fire it into the box, but his pass goes behind. Yusuf Al-Shamani taken away there by Tyler Bright. Now it's Max Hodney with it. So he gets it over to Mohammed Al-Dulaimi. Now that's the Cardinals' Thomas Klecker. He tries to pass it up, but Liam Weiler will take it for the Spuds, and he will just watch it roll out the end line. A nice play there by Weiler, using some fakes to elude the defender from Alexandria coming on, and lets it roll out of bounds for a goal kick.
As you mentioned there, great defensive play by Weiler, and he's been definitely not just an exception for this whole Spuds defense. This entire Spuds defense has been playing very well through this first, both half and now these first couple minutes of this game.
That pass from Bjorn Karlstead will head out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for the Spuds. As Carter waits for the all-clear signal to throw it in, and he will do so, but it'll be deflected there off of Colin Riley, and won back by Jabril Guido. Now along the near sideline, Saif Alawi tries to track it down, but he cannot get there. So Jackson Yonke will throw it in for the Cardinals. His throw in to Jack Carlson. Carlson gets it over to Lucas Harstead. Now it's back to Samuel Peterson. Peterson is taken down there. That'll be a foul against the Spuds. Peterson hit the deck. He appears to be shaken up just a little bit there. He will walk it off near the sideline. And Alexandria will bring in a substitution for him.
As you see there, he seems to be holding his right hip as he's walking over, or rather grabbing at that right hip as he's walking over, so some in that contact with Max Hodney must have caused something to happen in that right hip.
Now that free kick deflects off a Spud defender. It'll be fired out of bounds for a goal kick for the Spuds as Hendrickson just taps it in to Liam Weiler, and now it'll be up to Caden Carter along that far sideline. He gets it to Guido. That pass taken away. Now that's Jacob Partington along the far sideline. He'll get back to Liam Weiler, and now finds Caden Carter, who makes a little touch pass there to Max Hodney. So he fights on the far sideline with Jack Carlson. It'll be ruled a foul on Hodney. Some pushing and shoving going on over there, and Hodney will pick up the foul. Alexandria will line up the free kick. It's Colin Riley, sends it into the box. Now Saif Alawi gets it out. Yusuf Al-Shamani back in the game, injured in the first half, and now it's Saif Alawi outside the box. He tries to fire it in. A diving stop made there by Ryan Mavison. So another scoring chance for the Spuds. That was Saif Alawi that time. And his shot deflects off of Mavison and goes out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick for the Moorhead Spuds and Max Hodney.
You saw there Saif Alawi using that speed and bursting around those defenders to get another chance on net. He's looking for his third goal of the night.
That will deflect out of bounds off the Cardinals. That was actually Al-Shamani with the first two goals. Just to remind you, Carter, not Alawi, for the fans at home keeping track. Alawi has been very successful for the Spuds, though, this season. And Al-Shamani back into the game the second half. We saw him injured in the first half. Good to see him back in there. That shot deflects over the net and off the goal post and out of bounds for a goal kick for the Cardinals. So Mavison will set up the goal kick, wearing his neon yellow goalie attire. Cardinals play along the far sideline. They'll roll out of bounds and be a throw in for the Moorhead Spuds. So Caden Carter gets it into Yusuf Al-Shamani. Al-Shamani, one of the 16 seniors being recognized here today on Senior Day for the Spuds. As Mason Allen looked for Saif Alawi along this near sideline, but too strong for him. He'll roll out of bounds. So a fairly large senior class for the Spuds. Not very often you see 16 seniors on a soccer team. And nonetheless, almost all 16 of them putting in some big contributions for the Spuds this year, really helping the team with, you can see it out there on the field each night. They just have a certain kind of chemistry out there, and they know what each other's going to do, and that's what you would expect from an experienced soccer team that's been playing together for a while now. But now it's Lucas Harstead for the Cardinals as he gave back to Thomas Klecker, and his pass back for Harstead was too strong, taken in by Hendrickson. Hendrickson, a very high, booming punt near midfield. It's Muhammad Al-Ulami who sends it in to the box to Mavison. He will walk it out near the top of the box, and he will punt it out near midfield himself. Now that's Holden Hansen. And he gives back to Jacob Partington. Now deflect out of bounds, though, and Caden Carter will take another throw-in for the Spuds. As he quickly gets it in to Jabril Guido. Guido with a long stretch pass looking for Saif Alawi, and he finds him along the edge of the box there. But an Alexandria defender right there, that's Jackson Yonke for the Cardinals to make the play. Now back to Alawi along the near sideline. Tries to make a move to get back near the middle. That's Miles Sandstead there defending him. That'll be a foul on Alawi. So Colin Riley will set up the free kick for the Cardinals. So we're just over 10 minutes into the second half. Your score still remaining at 3-0. The start of the second half looking very similar to the start of the first half. Both teams trading chance for chance. Game being played between the 20-yard lines on the football field. The only problem for Alexandria being that in the first half it was tied at 0, and now they face a 3-0 lead for Moorhead on the scoreboard. So the Cardinals need to get something going here rather quickly if they would like to make a comeback in this game. A rare Saturday game for the Spuds. This is their first game being played on a weekend this year. Of course, this game, as we said in the first half, originally supposed to be played on Tuesday, but with Alexandria's schedule being moved around, got moved to this Saturday. Spuds will be at home again on Monday. They play Fergus Falls. That is a 5 o'clock start. Mason Allen gets it over to Tamba Ngolo. Ngolo's pass intercepted there by Bjorn Karlstead. Now out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in for Caden Carter. Ngolo with it, and his pass intercepted there by Tyler Zimmerman. Now it's Yonke back over to Colin Riley after the deflection from Tamba Ngolo. Now it's along that far sideline to Peter Sandstead. As we stated in the opening, Sandstead twins with Miles. Sandstead twins playing for the Cardinals. Both juniors on this team for Alexandria. Alexandria with just 5 seniors on the roster this year. So you see a bit of a difference in teams, with Moorhead having, of course, those 16 seniors, and now Alexandria with just the 5. a little less experienced than the Moorhead Spuds. It's showing today as they lead 3-0. As some substitutions now for the Spuds. Into the game, number 21, Abdullahi Mohammed, number 24, Leighton Selseth, and number 20, Abdirazak Hashim.
Abdirazak Hashim, number 9, William Vargas, number 21, Abdullahi Mohammed, and number 24, Leighton Selseth.
So Caden Carter will line up the throw-in again along the far sideline, as he's done so often today for the Spuds. That ball will deflect out of bounds. Some disagreement there along the sideline of who it was off of, but it will be ruled Spud ball. Now that's Yusuf Muhammad who kicks it back upfield. Now Leighton Selseth tries to track it down in the box, but goaltender Ryan Mavison there to scoop it up in front of him. And he will punt it out near midfield. Played off the head there of Mason Allen. Up to Abdirazak Hashim. Now back to Mason Allen. He'll give over to Abdullahi Mohammed. Now looking for Abdirazak Hashim in the box. It'll be scooped up there by Ryan Mavison. Mason Allen taps it ahead and taken in by Tyler Bright. Now it's Tamba and Golo near midfield for the Spuds, and he taps it over to Caden Carter. Caden Carter finds Abdullahi Mohammed. He looks for Leighton Selseth. That'll roll out of bounds. The Cardinals will take a throw-in.
Much better defensive showing here by Alexandria through these first 15 minutes, as they haven't allowed very many chances for Moorhead, and any chances that Moorhead tries to create, they're shutting them down.
That's Abdirazak Hashim along the near sideline now. Defended there by Tyler Bright, and it will be off of Hashim, and then he deflects it off of Bright. And the Spuds will take a corner kick. So Mason Allen will line up the corner kick for the Moorhead Spuds. He launches it into the box off the head of Liam Weiler, and then again another deflection from Bjorn Karlstad. We saw him do that in the first half. Executes nicely again here in the second half off a corner kick along that post there for the goalie. We saw both him and Tyler Bright make that same play in the first half for the Cardinals. And we see it again here in the second half, keeping this game at 3-0. Mason Allen lines up another corner kick, this time from the opposite side. That'll be deflected out near midfield. Now Jack Carlson starts the counterattack for the Cardinals. He gets it over to Tyler Zimmerman. Now that's Abdullahi Mohammed who kicks it out the end line. And now we will have a corner kick for the Cardinals. So a quick flipping of the field there. So it was the Spuds with a corner kick. And then Alexandria quickly on the counterattack. And so we have a corner kick now for the Cardinals. That is Colin Riley there to take it for Alexandria. He will line it up and send it into the box, and it will be over everyone. Now the attempt there from Jacob Partington will be well over the net. It will be a goal kick now for the Spuds. Jacob Hendrickson there to take the goal kick. He is also a senior on this Moorhead Spud roster. Started at goalie at every game this year for them. Well, that pass up to Leighton Selseth. Selseth As his pass deflected, now it's Tamba and Golo. Golo gives back to Mason Allen. Allen over to Abdullahi Muhammad, rather. Now we'll roll out of bounds, and Liam Weiler will take the throw in for the Spuds.
As you saw him do along with in that first half, where Liam Weiler will just fake a move or two to try to throw off that attacking Alexandria forward, and he'll just let the ball roll out of bounds.
Spuds currently with all 11 men on the field being seniors right now. Kind of a cool thing to see on this senior day, and some of the players out there in the field not always getting the most chances out there, but this has got to be fun for them being out there on senior day, playing with all their senior teammates. A nice move from head coach Ben Patry of the Spuds, getting all the seniors in the game today. Now some more substitutions for the Spuds, as back onto the field is Mohammed Hussein, as well as Revar Kekos and Ben Colborn. That ball was played in on the throw-in. The referee blows it dead, as Moorhead was still in the process of getting some of those substitutions in. So now Alexandria will try that throw in again. Now that shot in on net, taken in by Jacob Hendrickson. That was Holden Hansen who fired it in. Now Hendrickson gives the ball a couple of bounces, and he'll elect to just roll it in to Abdullahi Muhammad there along the near sideline. He gets it over, looking for Liam Weiler, but that pass is too strong. Now a shot attempt there whiffed on by Peter Sandstead. And now it'll be Leighton Selseth along the far sideline. And played back, Ben Colborn. Now that's Caden Carter. That pass rolls out of bounds. Will be a throw in for the Spuds. As into the game now for the Spuds is number 2, Abdirahman Ahmed. So Liam Weiler will set up the throw in there along the far sideline, as Caden Carter has been replaced by Abdirahman Ahmed. Usually Carter taking those throw-ins along the far sideline. The ball deflects off of Revar Kekos over to Mohammed Hussein, and now knocked back out by Tyler Bright. And the newly entered Abdirahman Ahmed plays it up in the air. Now it's Ben Colborn over to Abdullahi Muhammad. Colborn gets it up to Mohammed Hussein. Hussein being defended by Tyler Bright there. Now played back to Colborn. Colborn sends it in looking for Leighton Selseth. It's played off of his head and will be out of bounds for a Alexandria Cardinal goal kick. As we are past the midway point here in this second half. A pretty uneventful second half here so far, but I think the Spuds are just fine with that, as they took a 3-0 lead into the break and have maintained it here in the second half. Now it's Revar Kekos. He's looking for Mohammed Hussein, and that will deflect off of Bjorn Karlstad, and they'll roll out of bounds, and the Spuds will take a corner kick. As you saw in the first half, the Spuds were looking to get the ball in very quickly off of any breaks and firing it in off of corner kicks and throw-ins, but now with a 3-0 lead in the second half, more content to set things up and take their time. Is Yusuf Muhammad there on the goal for the Spuds as Revar Keiko send the corner kick in, and Yusuf Muhammad there to knock it in the back of the net with his head.
Yusuf Muhammad there is a defender coming up to play that corner kick, as you've seen so often with this boys soccer team. They'll bring up and use Yusuf Muhammad's height, and the corner kick will come in and he'll just jump up above everybody.
Yep, Yusuf Muhammad on the goal there for the Spuds. Brings this lead to 4-0 now in the second half. Unlike a basketball or a football program, they don't list the heights. They don't list the heights for us here in the program, but I have to imagine Yusuf Muhammad somewhere in the range of 6'2", 6'3". That's pretty tall for a soccer player. And they, as Carter had mentioned, constantly use him on those corner kick opportunities. So he'll run up from his defensive position, and we've mentioned it on broadcast before, and you see it again today. Knocks it in with his head. We've seen earlier in the game the Spuds have nice corner kick opportunities, but defenders Carlstead and Bright, respectively, back there for the Cardinals along each one of those posts, making plays with their head to keep it out of the back of the net, but that time nothing anyone could do from the Cardinals. Is a nice play from Keikos with his third assist of the day, assisting on the past 3 goals for the Spuds. First goal obviously being a penalty kick from Al-Shamani, but then Keikos assisting on Al-Shamani's next goal, and then assisting on the Jabril Guido, and now off the corner kick to Yusuf Muhammad. That crossing attempt will head over the top of the net and be a goal kick for the Spuds as we play with 15 minutes left here in this first half. Your Spuds holding on to a 3-0 lead. Excuse me, 4-0 lead. Just had that goal from Yusuf Muhammad there. That's Revar Keikos in the box for the Spuds. As that ball deflects off a couple of Spuds and Cardinals, and now out near midfield. Played off the head of Yusuf Muhammad. Now over to Abdullahi Muhammad. It's Ben Colborn for the Spuds, and he'll get it over to Abdirahman Ahmed. Now Yusuf Muhammad plays it all the way back to goaltender Jacob Hendrickson. Now it's Ben Colborn. Colborn being defended there by Jagger Steele. Now that ball will roll out of bounds off the Spuds and be a Cardinal throw-in. Cardinals get the ball in. Now deflect back out near midfield where Jagger Steele will take it, but he has it taken away there by Leighton Selseth. Now it's all the way over to Revar Keikos. Keikos looking for a streaking William Vargas. Now Vargas' shot attempt deflects there off of goalie Ryan Mavison. Shot probably would have been wide of the net, but Mavison, just being sure, deflects off of him there, and the Spuds will take another corner kick.
Scoreboard may say 4-0 Spuds, but Ryan Mavison has had nothing short of a great game here, as he's made a couple of big saves to keep the score where it is.
Yeah, he's played a nice game. Obviously, a couple of those goals, not much he could do. Both of Yusuf Al-Shamani's goals, the first one being a penalty kick, that's just a tough play for the goaltender, and the second one, Revar Keikos just found Al-Shamani wide open in front of the net. Not much a goaltender can do on that play either. Now that is passed back to Moorhead's Abdullahi Muhammad. Now it's into the box, and there'll be a foul there on Revar Keikos. The referee blows it dead. Alexandria will set up a free kick just outside their box. So we are just over the 12-minute mark here in the second half. Your Spuds leading 4-0. They look to improve to an impressive 7-0 on the year. Not quite as dominant, one might say, as the girls' team. The girls just giving up their first goal, but undefeated is undefeated, and I'm sure that's right where the Spuds want to be. It's been a fun fall season with both these soccer teams playing extremely well, both undefeated, yet to lose this year. Yusuf Muhammad will make a 40-yard field goal. And that will be out of bounds and a goal kick for the Cardinals. Back into the game now for the Spuds, the front line of Jabril Guido, Saif Alawi, and Yusuf Al-Shamani. A trio of players who have played the forward positions all year long for the Spuds and have been nothing short of excellent. So they usually provide that scoring punch for the Spuds, and usually is one of the three of them scoring or getting the assists. And obviously the Spud defenders having a nice game as well, keeping a clean sheet up to this point, shutting out Alexandria as of right now, up 4-0 late in this second half, just 10 minutes to play. That free kick into the box. Now Jacob Hendrickson will launch it out to Jabril Guido. Now it's Reaver Keikos fighting with it. Excuse me, fighting for it there. Now it's played back to Elijah Vanderveer. Now it's Reaver Keikos with it again for the Spuds. His pass intercepted. They look for Taryn Peterson there. That ball will be out of bounds, and Samuel Peterson will take the throw-in.
As you had mentioned there, with a solid defensive performance so far by Jacob Hendrickson and the Spud defenders, that was just a great example there of the Spuds' ability to get it back up and out of the field of play and set right back up.
That ball thrown into Jackson Yankee. Now it'll be Revar Keikos for the Spuds. He gets it over to Jabril Guido. His pass intercepted there by Jagger Steele. With the ball now on the far sideline, that is senior Saeed Ahmed into the game for the Spuds, making his first appearance here on Senior Day. I believe with him in the game, that is all 16 seniors into the match now for the Spuds, as they honor them today on Senior Day.
You'd mentioned earlier in the game with getting all those seniors in, so great showing by Coach Ben Patry as he's managing and with the ability to throw in all of those seniors and letting them play and just letting them have fun out there.
It's definitely nice to have a 4-0 cushion here in the second half. Gives him the ability to trust his guys to keep that lead as Revar Keikos sends a shot in for a goal. A nice shot there from Revar Keikos just outside the box. A bullet past Mavison into the back corner of the net. And your Spuds extend their lead to 5-0 in the second half.
Great shot by Keikos, as it looked like Mavison thought the shot was going wide, but he manages to slip it right back there in that bottom right corner.
Yeah, kind of froze Mavison there. Didn't even make a diving attempt for it. Just a absolute laser from Revar Keikos. You've seen him have 3 assists in the game. And now he finally picks up his first goal. Nice to see a player rewarded there after dishing out assists all game. Finally gets on the scoring sheet in the goal column. It makes this Spuds lead 5-0.
As you had mentioned, there are those 3 assists. He's a great team player, and as you said again, it's nice to see him rewarded finally with finally a goal of his own, as he's doing a lot of the work up front there.
And Keiko's having a nice season for the Spuds. He plays that midfield position, more of an attacking mid, but you'll see him get back in the defensive zone as well. Those midfielders do a lot of running throughout the game, far more than I could ever do. It's impressive to see a player like that do so much for a team. As a diving Jacob Hendrickson there just punches it out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for the Cardinals. But back to the point I was making about Keikos, you'll see him all over the field. He takes free kicks, corner kicks for the Spuds team. He'll dish out assists as he has today, and then as we just saw a couple minutes ago, the ability to score goals as well. You can never have too many goal scorers on a team. As that ball roll out of bounds, and the Cardinals will take a throw-in.
These past 5 minutes have here been a prime example of how well-rounded and how well of a season this Spuds team has been having, with that goal by Reaver Keikos after the great setup and the playmaking ability, right back to the defensive maneuvering by the Spuds, and then the great save by Jacob Hendrickson.
Yeah, it's tough to say. They don't have many weaknesses on this team. They're just pretty well-rounded. You'll see sometimes a team that just scores a bunch but also gives up a bunch of goals and finds a way to win, or a team who just content to drop back and play defense the whole game and maybe sneak one in every now and then. But this Spuds team has just been dominant all year, scoring goals and defending as well. There's another scoring attempt there is sniffed out by Tyler Bright, and he'll knock it out of bounds, and the Spuds will take a corner kick. Revar Keikos, as I was just saying, taking the corner kick there for the Spuds. He is just a sophomore on this Spuds team, so they'll get 2 more years from him. I'm sure head coach Ben Patry is excited about that, a special young player, along with a couple other underclassmen on this team to go along with their 16 seniors. Liam Weiler set to take the throw in for the Spuds. He will launch in almost like a corner kick, and that will be over the head of Yusuf Muhammad and taken in by goalie Ryan Mavison. Now Weiler trips up Jack Carlson, and there'll be a foul on him. So we're under the 5-minute mark here in this match. Now that'll be played back. It's Jacob Partington. Now taken in by Jacob Hendrickson. Now Yusuf Muhammad gets it over. That's Saeed Ahmed, another senior on the team for the Spuds. Now it's played back to Alexandria's Jackson Yankee. Now Yusuf Muhammad has his pass deflected there. And now it's Revar Keikos. Keikos has his pass taken away and now sent downfield off of the head of Saeed Ahmed as we approach the 3-minute mark here. Your Spuds leading 5-0 against the Cardinals, looking to maintain this shutout. As I said, they improved to 7-0 on the season. Now Jacob Hendrickson will launch it out near midfield. In the pregame senior day festivities, Jacob Hendrickson said that his favorite soccer memory was his first shutout, and now it'd be very fitting if he got another one here on senior day. That ball will be sent out of bounds and be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Now Mason Allen back in for the Spuds.
As you were mentioning there with Jacob Hendrickson, even with about 2:20 left in this game, just that save before it, about the 3-minute mark, he's not trying to take any chances and he's not taking any plays off.
Yeah, I would imagine it's got to be a sense of pride for not only the goalie but also the defense and just the whole team to be able to shut a team out and have a dominant performance like this. The Spuds haven't had consistent pressure the whole game, but they've just been able to control the ball and capitalize on chances when they've been given to them. Just a few games ago, we saw a penalty kick taken by Yusuf Al-Shamani. He was unable to score on it, and I'm sure he was excited to get back and get another chance on a penalty kick this afternoon, and he made the most of it. That got the Spuds off to their 1-0 lead, and it was all Spuds from there. Again, just one last scoring recap for you as we approach this end of the end of this game. It was Al-Shamani with the first 2 goals for the Spuds, the second one assisted by Rivar Keikos. There's a chance there for the Spuds. They'll be ruled offsides. And the third goal from Jabril Guido. And the fourth goal off a corner kick was Yusuf Muhammad. Both those also assisted by Rivar Keikos. And then Keikos getting a goal of his own in the latter part of this second half. That brings us to our 5-0 score. The clock will wind down, reading just under 40 seconds now. On a gloomy afternoon here from Moorhead High School, but for the most part the rain stayed away and we were able to play this soccer game without any interruptions. And recognize these seniors today for the Spuds. For the Cardinals, they will drop to a record now of 0-3-3, yet to find their first win on the season. And now their losses equaling their ties. And that will do it from Jim Goda Stadium as the referee blows the final whistle. And your Spuds will take the win 5-0 in this game. So from all of us here at Spuds TV, for Carter Castoris, I am Riley Swenson, signing off.